If you've ever wanted to start a business of your own, there's a good chance that you've experienced self-doubt. It tells us that no matter how big or great our dream is, we're probably not good enough to be able to make it happen. And I know for me, it's kept me stuck for many years. Maybe it has you as well. I have found self-doubt stems from asking ourselves the wrong questions. So in today's video, I want to introduce you to 3 of the right questions to ask yourself. Hey there, my name is Matt Curtis, and I was stuck for many years because of these questions. Self-doubt usually shows up when we start interrogating ourselves. We ask ourselves questions about our own capacity or ability to do what we're shooting to do, this ambition that we have. So the first question that we ask ourselves, and usually hangs us up from even getting started, is, am I ready? There was a story that my dad told years ago that was really profound to me. I remember him sharing this one evening at church, and I've really kind of mulled over it on and off throughout the course of my life. It's this idea of rowing a boat in parallel to how life works. When we're rowing a boat, our back is to the direction that we're going. And that's the exact same experience that we have as we're walking through life. We don't know what's in front of us. The only way we can get any bearing on what's ahead of us is by looking at what's behind us. So as we're rowing this boat, we're looking behind us, looking into yesterday. It gives us a sense of today, but we don't know what's coming tomorrow. When we get plagued by this question of, am I ready? In a lot of ways, it's because we're trying to see ahead of us when we can't. The question that I want to reframe for you, stop saying, am I ready? And instead start asking yourself, am I prepared? When I ask myself if I'm prepared, it changes the way I respond to my today. Can I solve a problem that comes my way? Well, yeah, I'm prepared to be able to do that. Am I ready for the next problem that comes? I don't know. I don't know what that problem is, and I don't know when it's going to come. And there's just so many uncertainties tied to this question of, am I ready? But when you start asking yourself if you're prepared, you may actually find that you are super prepared. In fact, you are super ready to make this jump and to move forward into this next season that you're dreaming of and hoping to accomplish. The next question that we ask is this who I am? We really get caught up in identity here. The stuff that you're doing in your career is not who you are. So the job that you walk into, that's not who you are. The business that you want to build, that's not who you are either. And yet, we ask ourselves this question in the context of like, oh man, having my own business. Like, am I a business owner? Is that who I am? Am I an entrepreneur? Is that who I am? Am I a creative solopreneur? We have all these lofty titles and names that we call ourselves. And then we think, but is this who I am? I don't know if I'm that guy. I don't know if I'm that gal. That's the wrong question to be asking because this isn't an identity. The question that I always encourage is, does this help you live out your mission? Does this help you live out your values? Does this help you actually behave your life in a way that matches what you want it to be? That's a much better question. Me having my own business lets me be present for my family in a way that having a job didn't. The job that I had was actually at an organization that had a very high value on family. If I needed to leave work early to go, attend a soccer game or help my family in some way, they let us do that. They were extremely flexible. But you know what? I didn't get to be present with my family as much as I wanted to. My value or my mission or my calling, whatever language you want to use, the thing that I think is important in life wasn't compatible with the way that behavior had to happen at work. So for me, is this who I am? Am I a business owner? Am I an innovator in the business space? That's actually the wrong question. The right question is, does me having a business help me live out my mission or my values? And then the last question is, can I do this? And this one's really complicated for many of us because we ask this question expecting an answer from the future. There are way too many unknowns for me to tell you right now. Even if we had a coaching conversation or, we got on the phone and I learned your circumstance, I don't know how to answer this question for you. Can you do this? But I do know for me, I asked that question for many years. Can I do it? Can I figure out insurance? Can I make sure that enough revenue is coming in every month? Can I find new clients? Can I do all of these things? The only way for you to find out if you can do this is by trying, by making the jump, by taking that step. Now, of course, preparation is valuable and important and smart, but a lot of times we are over preparing because we want to know, can I do this? And until I know, can I do this, I will not stop preparing. That's never going to answer the question sufficiently for you. And some of that comes because the first thing that you try as your business probably won't work. What business is constantly evolving and changing and tweaking and adjusting and pivoting and making refinements to the offer, the service, the audience. All of those things change over the years. And that's what success in business looks like. And so it's less of a question of, can you do this? And it's more of a question of, get in there and figure it out. It's scary. I understand that. But hopefully some of these shifts of mindset will help deconstruct some of those fears. My hope is that that's an encouragement to you to make the jump, if that's something that you've been considering. Thank you so much for watching. If this is helpful, subscribe, share it with somebody that you know is contemplating making the jump to freelance, but maybe is stuck. And I will see you in the next video.